Sometimes the smallest hands make the biggest difference. Sometimes the world changes not because of great power, but because of a heart that refuses to give up. This is the story of a little squirrel, and how her courage taught the forest what true strength really means. Once upon a time, in a wide green valley, there was a forest that was full of life. Tall trees reached for the skies, rivers sparkled in the sunlight, and wildflowers painted the ground with bright colors. Birds sang cheerful songs every morning, deer danced in the meadows, and squirrels jumped from branch to branch. It was a world of harmony until the storm came. One night, dark clouds gathered above the forest. Lightning struck, and within moments, flames began to crawl across the ground. The fire was hungry. It spread faster than the wind, swallowing leaves, bushes, and nests. The forest that had been so peaceful turned into a battlefield of smoke and panic. Animals screamed, birds flapped their wings in fear, and rabbits dashed toward the edges of the forest. The mighty deer, the clever foxes, and even the brave wolves, all of them ran. Nobody thought they could stop the flames. Survival was all that mattered. But in the middle of this chaos, on a tall oak tree, a little squirrel sat trembling. She looked at her home, a hollow inside the tree where her family lived. Her brothers and sisters had already run far away, but she couldn't move. The fire was spreading closer and her heart raced. For a moment she thought, I should run too. I'm just a small squirrel. What can I do against such a huge fire? But then she saw something that made her pause. A nest of baby birds was perched on a branch not far from hers. The mother bird had flown away in fear, and the tiny chicks were helpless, crying out in terror. The fire was only steps away from reaching them. The squirrel's heart clenched. She whispered to herself, if I run, they will burn. If I stay, maybe, just maybe, I can help. Without wasting another second, she scrambled down the tree, darted to the river, and scooped water in her small cheeks. She ran back and sprayed the water on the flames near the baby birds. The fire hissed, but it barely made a difference. Still, she didn't stop. Again and again, she rushed to the river, carrying tiny mouthfuls of water and pouring them over the burning branches. Her fur was singed, her paws ached, but her spirit did not break. From the shadows, an old fox watched her. He shook his head and laughed. What nonsense! Do you really think your little drops will stop this fire? He sneered. You're wasting your time, squirrel. Save yourself. The forest is lost. The squirrel stopped for a breath. Her body was shaking with exhaustion, but her eyes blazed with determination. She turned to the fox and said firmly, I know my drops won't put out the fire alone, but at least when this is over, I won't regret doing nothing. My heart will know that I tried. I cannot control the fire, but I can control my effort. And I choose to fight. The fox had no reply. For the first time, he saw something greater than strength. He saw courage. The little squirrel kept going, back and forth, back and forth. Her small actions inspired others. A family of rabbits began throwing sand onto the flames. A group of deer stomped on the smaller fires with their hooves. Even the birds returned, flapping their wings to push smoke away from the younger ones. Drop by drop, paw by paw, the animals united. What seemed impossible at first began to shift. The fire, though fierce, started to weaken under the teamwork of the forest. By morning, the flames had died down. Burnt trees stood like scars, but life remained. The baby birds survived. The forest had been hurt, but not destroyed. And at the heart of this miracle was a tiny squirrel who refused to give up. The lesson. Life will often bring you fires, situations that feel too big, too heavy, too impossible. You may feel small, powerless, or alone, but remember this. Courage is not about being the strongest. Courage is about trying, even when the odds are against you. The squirrel's drops of water may have been small, but her determination lit a fire of hope inside everyone else. She proved that one effort, no matter how small, can inspire 1,000 more. So when you face your own challenges, don't sit back waiting for someone else to fix them. Take your step, make your effort, and do your part. Your action might be the spark that changes everything. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs courage today. And if you believe in trying no matter what, type in the comments, I will never give up. Let's see how many of us are ready to be like that little squirrel. Brave, determined, and unstoppable.